Hey everybody, welcome back again to the channel. So we're gonna be talking about some interesting comments that various publishers and developers made about the Activision acquisition. This will be a whole summary about it because they were asked questions and such. Some of it is like redacted, so keep that in mind. So this is just like a summary of what various ones have to say, including Microsoft's main competitor in the console space, which is Sony. So here we go. We're gonna start with Sony. They say that from a development/publication perspective, game dev typically involves early stage that is neutral in relation. They believe that all games compete for engagement of the player. Players choose their gaming platform based on various factors. The available content is the main factor for the player to choose. They say that there are a few barriers for entry in game development and publishing PC. The only one dev can create an indie game and distribute it, but creating a high-end AAA game like COD requires a budget of hundreds of millions of dollars and thousands of employees. Especially for Call of freaking Duty. You see all the various studios that are involved in that. Anyway, they say that apart from Activision, there are a few publishers and developers capable of producing AAA games such as EA, Take-Two, etc. These games tend to be long-running franchises with big budgets, multi-year dev cycles, very supportive followers. Despite all that, Sony thinks that none of these devs create a franchise to rival Call of Duty. They're lying. That's a first lie right there from Sony. Anyway, which stands out as a gaming category on its own. That's why they think Call of Duty is so popular that it influences choice of console. And in fact, their network of lawyers is so ingrained that even if a competitor had the budget to make a similar product, it would not be able to create one. There's already several ones out there. Anyway, they talk about the time, money, and number of employees, millions of followers, sales, and other points related to Call of Duty show how it's very unique. They agree that sub-services compete with games purchased for a one-time fee, but they think that the lowest upfront costs of sub-services create anti-competitive in relation to publishers that recoup the significant investment in games by selling them. They also think that this could harm consumers by reducing the quality of games. Bull fucking shit, as Microsoft proved last year. Anyway, they say that over the past 5 years, Game Pass has grown approximately 60-70% of the global sub-service market. That is another lie right there. That market share is even greater in Brazil, where Game Pass represents approximately 70-80% of the PC sub-services market. That's another lie, again. They believe that it would take several years for a competitor, even with substantial investments, to create a rival effect to the game. Didn't Sony just do that earlier this year? Just saying. COD represents an important revenue stream for the PlayStation. They provide data, but it's redacted. It is one of Sony's biggest sources of revenue from third parties. You see what? Ever notice that Sony made several lies right there in that statement? You notice that? Like, come on, saying that, there's no competitors to Call of Duty. Hello, frickin' Battlefield? Apex Legends? Fortnite? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, seriously? You're telling me there's no comparison to Call of Duty, Sony? Get that fuck out of here with that. I don't think so. I'll address them later on. So, anyway, let's get on to the other publishers. WB. Developing and publishing PC and console games may require investment in terms of value, time, and resource. However, the existence of several companies that develop and publish games for PC and console demonstrate that such barriers are not high enough to prevent entry, especially by companies that operate in somehow related sectors such as electronics or software. Entering the mobile market has even lower barriers. They don't have specific comments or concerns at this time regarding the transaction. In any case, lots of redacted answers. Ubisoft. For them, the PC and console markets are the same, but mobile's totally different. There's no justification for market distinction based on the genres and types. Many games cross genres, and players typically are not limited to a single game genre. They don't think that ABK has unique games because there's no such a game title that doesn't have close competition. They're so right. Like, every genre of video game has competitors within that genre. Just saying. All publishers' games compete for able playtime, and no title stands alone. Battlefield, PUBG, Apex, Rainbow Six are competitors for Call of Duty. You see, unlike Sony, Ubisoft is actually telling the truth. Just saying. Candy Crush has multiple similar games in ESO. Online or Blade and Soul are alternatives to World of Warcraft. They talk about Ubisoft Plus Classic for PS Plus, or how they're also releasing games like Game Pass, like Far Cry 5 recently, beyond Ubisoft Plus. They think that sub-services are a constant trend in the sector, and its importance is growing. However, at least for the time being, it should not be considered a different market, as it's just a different way of accessing the content. Yep, it's just an alternative. We got Nuvum. I don't know them personally. So, they are a digital game store for PC. Ah, that's why. They say there is an obvious difference between physical and digital. It is increasingly common to have independent games that are only distributed digitally. Yes, sub-services compete directly with individual sale of games, even though they may not be perceived as a replacement. Players who sub to these services tend to avoid purchasing games available or that could come to these services, even though lots of them are only available for a year. It results easier to enter PC and mobile markets for someone new, especially in comparison to console. All the games from ABK have close competitors in their categories like Battlefield, Free Fire, Final Fantasy XIV, or Bejeweled. The ABBK games they already removed from their platform 1 year ago. They understand Game Pass is something positive for the consumer, but in the future, it could generate a lot of concentration and exclusive content not being available on other platforms. You see what again? You see what I was going at earlier about Sony lying about no comparison to COD. I mean, literally, they threw out the comments I was throwing out was like Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege, World of Warcraft. There's comparisons for that, like Bejeweled and all that. Oh no, wait, that's for Candy Crush. My bad. But you get what I'm saying though. Like there are tons of competitors to Call of Duty. So Sony was obviously lying about that part, or or in the best case they were oblivious to it, which I don't know how, concerning that Battlefield just came out last year. So I don't know how they could forget about Battlefield. I mean, there's others obviously as well, but anyway, let's move on to the final few. Bandai Namco. PC and console markets are very similar, but the PC market is almost fully digital. It's been like that for eons now, so the separation makes sense. Mobile is very different. They don't think the three markets should be grouped. Every game is unique. They are concurrent competitors to COD such as Battlefield, Valorant, or Destiny. The same relation to World of Warcraft. Apple. They don't answer almost any question. The ones that have an answer are redacted, but they say they are aware of public statements made by Microsoft regarding its post-operation plans, keeping some games multi-plat. They also consider Apple Arcade as a relevant entry in the last 5 years. This person doesn't think they spent more than 1 hour. Jeez. Riot Games. PC, console, and mobile had to be considered different. They consider Naughty Dog as a potential competitor to Activision for the creation of AAA games. The thing is, they also mentioned Sony as of course. So, but anyway. Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush are real competitors, according to them. Battlefield, you see how the others keep bringing up Battlefield and Sony doesn't? Just saying. Anyway, Apex, Counter, Valorant, or Rainbow Six Siege for COD. Cookie Jam or Bejeweled in relation to Candy Crush, and Rift, RuneScape, Final Fantasy XIV, etc. for World of Warcraft. They also talk about their collaboration. In their view, sub-game services are part of the market for broader distribution of digital games, and consumers are unlikely to perceive them as competitors of games bought, but as alternatives that can fit better in the preference of players who don't mind keeping a digital copy of the game and who are happy with the sub-services. They also think that Microsoft will honor their statements about keeping certain franchise multiplat. Amazon. They say that they don't have enough info to assess the importance of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. In any case, the majority of their answers are redacted. They only say they have published 2 games, and Luna is only available so far in the US. Google. They highlight all their different initiatives, minigames, VR, etc. Developing exclusives for Stadia. Ha ha ha. None actually came out though. Alternatives to COD could be Battlefield, Counter-Strike, or Rainbow Six Siege. Again, you see a pattern here? Anyway, alternatives to World of Warcraft would be Lost Ark, ESO, or Guild Wars 2. And alternatives to Candy Crush would be Puzzle Quest or Bejeweled. They also highlight several important franchises such as Overwatch, Diablo, Hearthstone, including possible alternatives. According to Google, Fallout is? Maybe the old school Fallout games, maybe. They understand there will be a significant number of game devs and publishers on the market after the acquisition. They are so 100% right. Meta. The only question not redacted is the one where they say they only offer games through VR and Facebook gaming. And that's the end. That's the end of that. So let's talk about it. You see what I was saying? Like, to me, like, Sony was definitely the most negative. They obviously were, for obvious reasons, but like, I think Sony is like a little nervous, to be honest with you, because of Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty makes so much revenue for Sony in terms of the PlayStation platform that's like, it impacted them so much that when the deal was announced, Sony's market stocks dropped, what was it, 20%? It was 20% or 20 billion, I can't remember, in value. I can't remember which one it was, but whatever. whatever that. It just kind of tells you just how insane. Like they're really nervous. I genuinely think that, and the fact they put out a couple lies in there to try to be as negative possible as it. I mean, really, Battlefield, Destiny or Valorant not a competitor to Call of Duty? Seriously? Really? You're really gonna leave that out, huh? Like, did you really forget that Battlefield just came out last year? Say what you will about the game being a disaster or whatever, and how EA's handled it. It's still a competitor to Call of freaking Duty, without question. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege, that game is still going. That's been out since, what, 2015? So, obviously, Destiny, because that franchise, which ironically what used to be published by Activision, ironically, and they conveniently left that out too. Bruh, and they own that franchise now, and they left that out, yo. What the And the whole market share thing, like, Game Pass is only like 25 million last I checked, and Sony, when you combine Sony's two subs like they did earlier this year, their sub count number is actually higher than Game Pass by itself. So, just saying. But you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, I think this acquisition has Sony really nervous because they're probably going to lose some market share after this because of because of Call of Duty. Again, just how huge that acquisition is. Like, I'm still shocked that that's even happening, And personally, it's going to go through. I definitely think it's going to truly go through. And I do think Call of Duty will stay multiplayer. Microsoft and Activision both have said as much. So, I don't know what Sony's worried about. They're still going to get a Call of Duty. They still are. So, but other, like, franchises down the line, we'll see on that one. But Call of Duty, yeah, that's going to be staying multiplayer. That's essentially going to be another Minecraft situation, pretty much. Kind of like how Destiny is going to be, under, now that Bungie is owned by Sony now. So, but anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. What do you guys think? I thought it was very interesting, especially, what Sony said. They were very negative on it. Like, it's pretty wild, man. Like, they're still nervous about it. Like, I mean, shoot. Any of Microsoft's main competitors with me, man. This is insane how big it is. But anyway, so comment down below what you think. If you like this video, hit the like button on the way out. And consider subbing to the channel so you do not miss out on any more videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Later.